Hey everyone, well, I'm live and didn't realize it. So I'm having some kind of a weird lighting issue. See, it's like in all kinds of colors. Oh well, so we'll just go with it. And I wanted to catch up a little bit, do a Q&A, and just have a fun casual chat. So you can ask me anything, of course. Um, One of the things I want to share with you, I haven't really revealed this yet, but I've been doing or working on this huge comparison review that you guys are absolutely going to love. It's perfect timing, too. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. But I have been all over the place collecting products to review against each other. Do you guys remember last year when I reviewed over 50 brands and types of MCT oil and powder? And like went down as far as quality, price, ingredients, like all this kind of stuff. And so it's kind of one of those fun in-depth reviews. Anyway, just to catch you up a little bit, I think I've been home now for going on 11 full weeks. And I'm okay with that. I'm good with that. So I'd love to hear how things are going with you. If you are back to work, if you are staying home, staying in, or what's going on with you as far as that goes. Fortunately, I already work from home. I've been in business for 23 years, and it was 23 years in February. So I've been in business for 23 years, and I'm missing a button here. It's late, and I'm in my pajamas. So at any rate, I've been working from home for 20 of those years since my son got sick. So my son is now 28 years old. He'll be 29 this year, and he's doing great. He's out on his own and doing fabulous. But at any rate, I had to shut down all my shops and figure out how to work from home 2 decades ago. So fortunately, I've had that working for me, literally. And I have a consulting business. I am a small business and marketing consultant, international speaker, et cetera, et cetera. And of course, we do this, which is fun. Anyway, so I've been home though, like haven't gone out anywhere to a store or anything like that for almost 11 full weeks. And I'm not really sure how I feel about it yet. I don't have any fear. I don't feel any anxiety about it anymore or anything like that. I just very much enjoying staying home and using it as a nice break. So anyway, I would love to hear from you guys and hear what you're into, what's going on in your life, what you're feeling, what you're dealing with. Are you on track, etc.? I have to tell you, speaking of being on track, I had this insane craving today. It was just totally crazy, out of the blue. I did have to go out, didn't have to get out of the car or go in anywhere, but I did have to go out and go through a drive-through to pick up a prescription. And so I did that, and while I was out, I passed by, I shouldn't name the place, but I passed by this place, and it was a drive-through place, one of my old favorites, and I was like, oh, I would love to have this and this and this, and I could just go home and like pig out or whatever. And anyway, so I thought about it because I have this kind of thing. I've been eating keto for a little over 9 years. And I actually thought about it, and I thought, not a big deal. I could do it if I want to, and I give myself permission to do that. But then I thought to myself, strangers are going to touch my food and the bag that it comes in, and I have to deal with all that, and it's too much trouble. So I came home, and I ate a lemon poppy seed bar, some mixed nuts, and some mozzarella string cheese. I haven't yet fixed dinner, but I'm going to figure that out next. As for my hair, well, just what can I say? I mean, we are in a situation here. So my hairdresser, if you're watching, Janie, I'm going to tear up. Hi, Janie. Janie, who's been doing my hair for, 10, 15 years, took this opportunity while she had to be shut down to go ahead and close down permanently and retire. And so she is one of many of our small businesses across the United States that will be permanently closed because of this situation. And I'm going to try not to tear up because you guys understand that just yesterday my daughter's prom pictures crossed my Facebook memories screen, and Janie did her hair. for this dance or for that occasion or this event or whatever. And she always did my son's hair, and he had just wild, cool hair all the time and stuff. So I'm just dealing with it, and I'm just going to deal with it. I'm just going to let it do whatever it's going to do, which is going to be a lot of roots and stuff. And I'm like, I'm good with that. My nails, I have, my usual normal, just basic paint pedicure. I don't know if you can see how far out I keep cutting them off. I don't think you can see how far out that the polish has grown out there. Can you see that? Might be kind of blurry. Anyway, eventually I'll take it off maybe, but it's kind of like a fun indicator that I look at it, I'm like, this is how long I've been in. And that's, of course, the results of having collagen in my coffee in lockdown. Let's see. Marisa said, hi, I just ordered 4 bags of lollies and my Chalk Zero is being delivered tomorrow. Thanks for the discounts. You're most welcome. I have great discounts. Speaking of lollies, I got my shipment in this week from the last sale. And only like to order stuff when it's on sale or when we get big discounts or whatever. And speaking of, I am negotiating really, really hard. And I think that I have accomplished a discount code you guys are going to love. Because it's so hard to get, and it's, it's not cheap to order online. So, and of course I don't like to pay full price. So anyway, stay tuned for that. I'm working very hard on that. It's not a company I'm going to be working with, so I won't have any commission or any earnings for getting it done for us, but I wanted the discount myself. So anyway, so yeah, I just got my last lollies order too. So you said you just ordered 4 bags. I ordered 4 bags during the last sale. So mine came this week, but I can't show you all 4 bags because, sorry, that's noisy, because you saw that beautiful parfait I made, right? Well, and then I ended up eating it 2 days in a row. And the great thing about that was it looked really pretty in the glass, and it was layered with lolly cinnamon pecan crunch and strawberries and blueberries and yogurt and almond butter and like all kinds of stuff. And then I just like dumped it in this bowl and stirred it all together and stuck it in the freezer and let it get like really good and cold, like ice cream. Oh my gosh, you guys. I mean, I get food bored, and it was like, am I going to have eggs again? And then I was like, look, I have this, 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 and this. Let's dump it all in here together. First, I have to make it pretty for you. But then dump it all in there together and eat it. Anyway, love, love, love lollies. My absolute favorite, all-time favorite flavor, peanut butter macadamia. That stuff is keto gold. It is so, so good. Anyway, so I just got my order too, obviously. And I already had an order when I ordered this on sale. So I think I have 7 or 8 bags now. So I'm good for the moment. But be sure to see the link in the description of this video because there are some time-sensitive special offers and sales going on right now, so you don't want to miss out on those because they're really good. Don't ever pay full price for anything. Speaking of, if you're shopping online or anywhere and you need recommendations or you need a discount code or you want to know if it's any good or should you try it or whatever, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Just send me a message, leave me a comment, send me an email, and feel free to ask. If I know a better deal, I'll let you know. If I don't like it, I'll tell you why I don't like it. I can give you an example. I just tried something new I don't like. I order stuff all the time to try so that I can give you feedback. But yes, let me put my lollies over here for a second. And I would love to hear what else is going on with you guys. Bridget said it did look amazingly yummy. Yes, and you know what? I got 2 kinds of yogurt. So let's talk yogurt for just a second because I've never liked yogurt. I got forced into trying to eat yogurt last year when I had gut health issues. My doctor said, my gastroenterologist or whatever, the specialist says, eat some yogurt and, do this and do that. So we were all about, going about it as natural remedies as much as possible. And so anyway, I've tried, at first I just picked up the first thing I found at Kroger, which was Carb Master, and it was good. It was good. And this time I found Fag or Faggy. Am I saying it right? It's a lot thicker, thick like sour cream. And then I haven't tried it yet. The other one that I got that I had in my bowl this time was Too Good. Too Good yogurt. And it is too good. It was really, really good. And one of the things too did you see my email where I mixed in the collagen powder with the yogurt? Because sometimes I don't like it in my coffee. And I had some flavored ones like vanilla. I don't like vanilla collagen. I think it's gross in my coffee. But it was great in the yogurt. So I'm going to try some other ones, some other flavors in the yogurt. Anyway, the other yogurt I want to try that's probably the premier keto-friendly low-carb yogurt is called Peak yogurt. So we're all talking about lollies and parfaits. Fille, did I say it right? And Bridget says Kebo or cabbage, Greek yogurt is amazing. This is all good. This is so great because I really, really like it when you mix it with nut butter. You can mix it with any nut butter, and it's just something about it. It just, you can just like kind of swirl it in or stir it all together, and it changes the consistency. It adds that nice fat and protein. It's just so good, nut butter and yogurt. Go figure. Of course, I'm a nut butter freak. I could eat nut butter in and on anything. So, anyways, let me scroll up here because there was another comment. Marissa just said about lollies, peanut butter, macadamia nut, and cinnamon pecan crunch are my favorites. Mine too. Those are my absolute two favorites. Now, I did not like the carrot cake. Please don't throw tomatoes unless they're garlic roasted tomatoes. I love those. But I did not like the carrot cake lollies cookie clusters. And I haven't told her that, and I haven't posted this yet. But let me tell you what I did with them that was amazing. I took the bag and I tasted it, and I was like, it's good. Now, don't get me wrong. I didn't hate it. I did not like it. I just didn't love it enough to go, splurge on it when it's on sale. I get peanut butter, macadamia, and cinnamon pecan crunch. But the carrot cake, everybody loves it. I didn't love it. I liked it, but not just to eat straight out of the bag. So I'm going to have to publish this recipe, but let me tell you what I did with it. I think there were only 2 or 3 ingredients, maybe just 2 ingredients. I made bars, carrot cake almond butter bars. So I took it and mashed it all down and mixed it with, I think, Justin's almond butter. I'm going to have to publish this recipe, you guys. It was amazing. I added a little bit of sea salt. Oh my gosh. So I made carrot cake almond butter bars, just a slight bit of sea salt, really brought out that flavor. And those were really good. And I will tell you that they were very, very close to perfect keto bars in terms of like texture and flavor and all of that, except they were like lots more calories, I think. Anyway, it was exceptional. So the next thing I'm going to do with lollies is I'm going to bake a berry crumble because I think that would be perfect for the summer months with berries coming in, fresh berries and stuff like that. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. So Marissa said I didn't try carrot cake because I didn't like the mocha or the lemon. So the lemon is also really good for crust. So if you mix it with a salted butter and add a little bit of sea salt, it's a perfect low-carb cheesecake crust. And would be great as a crust then for you to make your low-carb like yogurt parfaits on. So if you have something you don't like, leave a comment. I will give you creative ways to use it or try it that you may like a lot better. Because I used my entire bag of Lolly's carrot cake and loved every bite of it. I just didn't like it straight out of the bag. But that's me, being honest with it, with that. So Marissa said I have to try more nut butters. Well, let me just tell you, the king of all nut butters, you will be completely hooked and addicted, is Legendary Foods. So good. And I bake with it all the time. I make pancakes, waffles, pies, muffins. I use it in the kitchen all the time. And I put it in my yogurt. But if you leave a comment, Legendary Foods, I have a discount code and a link for that. My discount code is Low Carb Traveler, the same as most places. But I have some right here because I was making blueberry muffins this week, or I was going to. This stuff, you can eat straight out of the jar and call it lunch. This is so good. It is so good. But it makes really good blueberry waffles. The best, actually. All right, if you guys have any questions whatsoever, I don't know how you log that macro when you're licking your fingers. If you guys have any questions whatsoever about anything, I'll give you my honest opinion or an honest answer, regardless of if it's about products or weight loss or anything like that. We'll just have a fun chat while I unbox stuff. Oh, I'm going to unbox 2 things I think that will be of interest to you. But first, I did just tell you that I would give you an example of something I didn't like, right? So let me do that first because I think that's kind of important. And it's so great to be here with you all, let me just say, because like I said, I have been home now it'll be 11 full weeks this week. And I've missed this. We haven't done this for a while, so this is a lot of fun. So we're going to catch up here with the chat real quick. And Eliath, am I pronouncing your name right? Said 7 weeks home. Delray Beach, Florida is open now, but you can't sunbathe, only swim. Funny, right? It is funny because I think in California you can't swim, you can only sunbathe or something. Like it's the opposite somewhere else. It's all interesting. I've decided I'm just going to stay home and watch from the comfort of my pajamas for a while. Bobby said, I fell off at the beginning of the year. I've been boredom, depression, binging since and have gained back nearly everything I lost. Well, let me just tell you, Bobby, I can relate to that. I have been there so many times. And the one thing I learned, and I would ask you, did it help with the depression at all? Like if you eat because you're anxious or because you're sad or because you're emotional or because you're stressed, has any food you've ever eaten really made you less stressed or less anxious or less depressed or less anything? And if that were the case, if it really worked, that would be one thing. Because I have been through a lot of eating disorders. I think you guys know my history overcoming those because I did it publicly, kind of embarrassingly publicly. I worked on those, and worked those out, through my daily food diaries on my blog. But one of the interesting things for me, I guess, was when Molly died. And Molly, there were 2 Great Danes. Now there's only 1. But when my son left home, I got Slim, a male Great Dane, and replaced him, my son. And when my daughter left home 5 years later, my children are 5 years apart, I got a female Great Dane, a puppy. And so I had a girl and a boy 5 years apart, exactly the same. Both my kids were replaced, and I never had empty nest syndrome. And almost, I guess, a little over a year later, barely past her first birthday, Molly died suddenly in her sleep. And I was sitting out on the back deck. It was at exactly midnight. I just got home from San Diego. I'd been traveling. I was traveling nonstop, here, there, here, there, here, there. So I just got home from a trip the night before late. We'd had the whole day together. We stayed out on the deck. We had a great day. Cuddles and snuggles. You know how 180-pound babies are, the Great Dane baby. And we had a great day together, and she was passed out at my feet. And she just had a massive convulsion in her sleep and died instantly. Now I'm going to get teared up again. Anyway, it was shocking. It was the grief stuck with me for months. I was in such shock that she was just gone instantly. And that is when the empty nest syndrome really hit me hard. And that is when I started realizing my kids are gone, my daughter's gone, like there is no real replacement for them, blah, blah, blah. I cannot explain to you the range of emotions that I went through over that, because it didn't just have to do with Molly, although that in itself was enough grief, that loss. It had to do with my entire life and lifestyle that, I was trying to maintain it and keep and not let go of. I spent my entire adult life raising those 2 children by myself. No extended family, no dad, no child support, no nothing. It hit me hard. And that was the day, and this was 5 years ago, 5 years and 1 month ago. And I've been eating keto for 9 years. So the first 4 years I was, really battling my eating disorders and things like that. Molly died, and there was not a single food on this planet that could fill that void. I literally laid in the yard with Slim and he just laid his head on my chest, and I just laid in the grass and looked up at the sun, and I couldn't think of anything that would fill that void. And so I just felt the void. And that is when I learned to start feeling my feelings. And instead of filling the void, I needed to feel the void. If that makes any sense at all. And sorry for such a sad story. It's been such a crazy year. It's been a hard year. A lot of people have been through a lot of loss of jobs, loss of everything we knew is normal, lifestyle, people we love. There's a lot of things we probably don't want to talk about in this session. However, it's a crazy time, but I'm here to tell you there's not a single food on this planet that is going to fix any of that or going to make you feel any better. It's only, like for me, it only makes me feel worse about myself. But all that aside, let me just segue into this. I have moments where I want to binge, where I want to eat chocolate, where I want to have chips, where I want to, have something sweet or whatever. And that is what I love about all the options that we have for keto right now. Like, you don't even want to know about my Chalk Zero habits, you guys. The chocolate just keeps on coming. There's more chocolate and more chocolate. We have lots of chocolate and more chocolate. And I might have binge bought the holiday chocolate to the point that I'm still eating it in almost June on my birthday. And we could throw some syrup on that chocolate too. That would be great. We'll just have to throw some cookies in there. So I'm saying that it's okay to eat junk food. But it's, the thing about it is being in control of your choices. So I do make sure that I have things, that are going to be satisfying for me. So if I want to sit down and watch a movie, hang on, I got chocolate everywhere. If I want to sit down and watch a movie and have something sweet and salty, just like, if you're going out to the theater, you would probably get like popcorn and chocolate, right? Something sweet and salty. So I get sea salt pecans or macadamia nuts and Chalk Zero chocolate. It's okay to have replacements. It's just making different choices, making smart choices. And for me, the key is I want to feel good about myself. I want to be a healthy person. And I need to maintain nutritional ketosis because I have health problems. So it's important for me to maintain nutritional ketosis. So even when I feel like eating, like junk food, we'll call it, low carb ice cream, low carb pizza, low carb potato chips, or whatever, I make those choices intentionally. So one thing I want to reach out and hug you, Bobby. Number one, for saying that out loud. We've all been there. I've been there so many times, and I blogged about it publicly. Like it was a tough thing for me to go through. I wish that I had an easy answer for you. I have tons and tons of, posts where I've blogged about, feeling the void instead of filling the void. I think that was a big part of it for me. I went through a major grieving phase when my daughter was a teenager. You want to talk about guilt. Food guilt is bad enough. Like, it's bad enough when you eat something and you feel guilt about it. You can relate, right? Anybody ever had food guilt? What about mom guilt? So as far as mom guilt, when my daughter was a teenager, we went through a rough period where she was extremely depressed, and had to do it. It was a family thing. It's personal. But my daughter went through a really hard time, but she was at that tough teenage age where she didn't necessarily want to go do things with mom. So I would constantly try, to spend time with her. Like, it's the 4th of July. You want to go see the fireworks? No, mom. Because she didn't want to be seen with her mom at that age. She was in high school or close to high school. Anyway, so we ate. I'm so emotional over things, but I feel horrible what I did to my daughter, what I taught my daughter, what I was just a bad thing. But I couldn't, it was the only time I could spend with her. We would go out of town. We would drive, out of town to go to crazy restaurants and crazy places. We would get takeout and watch, binge watch Netflix at home. It was the only quality time I got to spend with her. And I felt like we really, really needed that. We didn't really, really need 6 orders of food and 4 desserts. But we would literally sit and eat until we couldn't function anymore. So we would crash on the couch half the time. We used to go out. Would take my daughter out for sushi. Minimum $100 we would drop just for the 2 of us. And we would eat until we were so lethargic we didn't know which one of us was going to be able to drive home. And we both gained weight at the exact same rate, to the point that we never once couldn't share a pair of jeans, even though they changed sizes every single week or 2. So, both of us one of us would always go out and shop, and both of us could wear the clothes, which was great. But we gained weight together. And I felt, in hindsight, I look back at that and I think I wouldn't take the time I spent with my daughter during that hard phase for anything. However, what did I teach her, about that? Because it was me dealing with the emotions, the feelings, without, and trying not to show them. So I was filling the void. And I was also trying to this is how we show each other, communication, or what, it was wrong. And I have massive mom guilt over that. At any rate, let's scroll. I can open some more boxes, but I told you guys I was going to tell you something I don't like. So as you know, I did this huge review a while back, and I'm scrolling the comments real quick to see if I missed anything. But I did this huge comparison review a while back on MCT oil and MCT powder. And I researched over 50 brands and found out that the majority of them are crap. They are diluted. They have junk ingredients. They are basically not much better. Some of the better bad ones are just overpriced coconut oil in disguise. So it took me 2 weeks, and I went through this whole thing or whatever. But one of the MCT oils that I did really like, that's high quality and low price, is Kiss My Keto. So I have constantly ordered more products from Kiss My Keto, trying to find something else there that I love. And the only other thing that I really didn't love, was their dark chocolate hazelnut chocolate bars. But I didn't love them enough to spend $20 a box for them. So I would just get my MCT oil from another place, from Perfect Keto. So I keep trying, different things there. They're coming out with new stuff. So I just placed another order the other day, and I'm about to place a second one. Gail said, I'm not supposed to eat almond butter right out of the jar. Yes, you can, and you can do it with your finger. Or with a spoon. A spoon is good too. All right, Cheryl said I'm 48. By the way, I'm 47, or I'll be 47 in a couple of weeks. So we're about the same age, Cheryl. And Cheryl said I've been strict keto for almost 2 years, been gaining weight for 4 months, now up 15 pounds, and I have no idea why. Message me. Let's talk about it. Or I'll reply to your comment, and we'll continue this conversation. I would love to see if we can figure out the culprit. Bobby said the food absolutely did not help at all. It made me feel worse. Exactly. I finally learned that. You know what I learned about treating myself? I learned that it was I'm a smart adult. I'm not dumb. But how did I talk myself into that? I deserve this, or I need a break, or, this or that, or it'll make me feel better, or I just need to have a night of my own, or whatever. And I would treat myself. And then as soon as I did it, I was mad. I was mad before I even started eating it. As soon as I made the decision to do it and started doing it and went out to get the food, I was already mad at myself. Then as I was eating it, I was like, this isn't even as good as I thought it was going to be. In fact, one time I had a total meltdown in a drive-thru when I was on a total binge out, when they didn't get my order exactly toasted the way I wanted it. Because I was like, if I'm going to eat carbs, they need to be perfect. I totally lost it. So it's one of those things where I was never in a good state of mind. And it never did me any good. And then I would eat it, and then I would feel bad, lethargic, sick, tired. bloated, miserable. And I'm like, why did I do that? I have instant regret. Then, of course, what do? You go to sleep because you feel like crap. You wake up. The first thing you do is weigh yourself. Why? Why do we do that? So I finally realized I was not treating myself. I was treating myself badly. And I did this for about 2 straight years. 2 years in a row, I did this on and off and on and off and on and off. Somebody asked me recently about carb cycling. And I'm like, yes, absolutely. That is how I stayed overweight and unhealthy for so long. It definitely works if that is your goal. Anyway, but I would go on these things, and I finally realized I wasn't treating myself. I was treating myself badly. And I discovered it was some kind of reverse psychology, that I was punishing myself. It was self-punishment and self-sabotage. And it would happen every time I would get within 20 pounds of my goal. I would get within 20 pounds of my goal weight. And it was almost like I had this subconscious freak out. And I now know, in hindsight, I've analyzed it and figured out why. There's fear of success. There's fear of failure. There's, you may have someone in your life that likes you a certain way or doesn't like you a certain way that, is in your subconscious mind, or I don't know. There's all kinds of weird reasons we do the things we do. Anyway, Jan said, I'm trying the lollies. Which flavors are you trying? So, Bobby, going back to that, I don't want you to feel worse. I don't want you to feel bad. I never want anybody to go through what I went through or feel what I felt. So, I wish I could just, give you this big hug. But instead, let me just say this. Get back to happy. Happy feels so good. I'm so happy I didn't stop at that drive-thru today, and that I came home and I had what I consider junk food for a meal. I had mixed nuts, a lemon poppy seed keto bar, which is all very healthy food, but snacky food is what I mean, and mozzarella string cheese. So I had all those nice, yummy snacks or whatever, and that satisfied my craving. And I'm so glad. I don't feel discouraged or disappointed in myself or anything like that. Lisa said, I'm 37 pounds down since March. Love that I can eat food that tastes good. Yes, lots and lots of good tasting food. Bridget said it makes a lot of sense to feel the feelings instead of feeding the feelings. Yes, you want to feel that void and learn to. It's important to grieve. I agree with that 100%. Marissa said, binging has been a problem, but I've been back on track. Chalk Zero is the best chocolate I've ever tried. Tell me about it. So let's talk about Chalk Zero. Did you guys see? You guys are awesome. I'm going to have to scroll up here. We're going to have to keep going because I have some stuff I want to show you. But I want to take all night. So we were talking about Kiss My Keto, and I got off track. I love their MCT oil. My discount code is Low Carb Traveler there. They've come out with some new products I wanted to test and review. And so I put in an order. I actually, I spend a lot of money, just getting stuff to review. But I did find one other thing, finally, at Kiss My Keto that I fell in love with. And it was accidental. I got it in one of my Keto Crate boxes, I think. Because, I got to the point where the only other thing I like there is these bars, and they're too expensive. I don't love them that much, and so I would just get my MCT oil from Perfect Keto because I order from there all the time. I use their bars. I use their cookies. I'm down to this box of bars. A little mix and match of a few flavors left. So I was getting way down to bars. Anyway, they're having this huge sale, and they do that frequently, so that's when I stock up. So Kiss My Keto. I have a box here from them, and I just ordered a second box. It hasn't arrived yet, but I've placed several orders with them, trying out some new things. These I'm in love with. They sound awful, and they don't even look pretty. Bear with me. Pumpkin seed and sea salt. And the box is not even that attractive, right? Would you, if you saw this on a store shelf, would you even? Probably not. Am I right? Be honest with me. And let me just clarify that you saw this on a store shelf, and there's 4 bars in the box for $20. But look at aesthetically speaking, and I'm just being honest with you guys, like aesthetically speaking, does that look yummy? Like it's in this mustard yellow box. I don't know. Nothing about it sounded good or looked good to me. Pumpkin seeds and sea salt. Now I'm going to tell you guys a true secret because Aaron, I've talked about Aaron a little bit, does not follow my social media. So I can say this out loud. And this is a big confession. But one of these came in one of my Keto Crate boxes. And so you can see what it looks like. Right, Bobby, $5 a piece. Exactly. So you can see what it looks like. Anyways, it came in one of my Keto Crate boxes. Now, Aaron is a chocoholic. He has a sweet tooth that does not quit. And so he loves the keto treats. Anyway, I thought he was here, and I hide the Chalk Zero. Wouldn't you? Right? I mean, that's my stuff. Fortunately, Chalk Zero is very affordable. Like, it's so reasonably priced. It's really good. But anyway, I rationed the Chalk Zero, but I had this that came in a box, and he was like, yeah, it's kind of thinking of something sweet. So I was like, just give him this. It's kind of like Mikey, right? Like, he'd probably eat just about anything, especially if you put a little peanut butter on it. And here it is. Anyway, that's how this happened. And so I'm like, let me have a little bite of that. And I was like, whoa, that is really, really good. So let me backtrack. I told you they're $20 a box, right? Now we have one on the floor. Hang on a second. There's stuff everywhere back there. I had one bite of this while I was thinking I was passing it off to Aaron because, I didn't think it would be any good. And I got up. I'm like, pause the movie. And went back in my computer and ordered $100 worth of this stuff. It was that good. Now, and also because I like these so much, and I actually ordered more of these. I have another box coming. So I have 4, 8, 12, 16. I bought 16 of these bars. Plus, while I was at it, I do like their dark chocolate hazelnut bars. So I'm like, if I'm going to go ahead and spend $20 a box, I'll just have them both. That's how good they were. So obviously, this box has already been chowed into. Two bars are missing. Actually, I might have been through a whole other box. Maybe I bought more than that, or it's still coming in my next thing. But anyway, yes, they were that good that I spent the money on them. They don't sound good. They don't look good. I'm being honest with you. And it's the only other thing that I like from Kiss My Keto, but it's expensive. So far, I am testing out some more of their stuff, some new stuff. So I'll have to get some pictures of this. But, so that's the thing, Bobby. Look, check this out. In fact, can you hang tight for 1 second? Because I have a bar open. Hang on. All right, I'm back. That was quick because I went to the kitchen. See? All right. I'm glad you asked that because that is huge. And that's now how much have you guys ever paid for Lily's chocolate bar? $4 or $5. Am I right? I mean, sometimes I'll catch them on sale for $3.99, but I have to drive 2 hours round trip to get a Lily's chocolate bar, and then they're generally something like $5 a piece. This is the size of this chocolate bar. It's the size of my head, my face. It's huge. So, like, this is both my hands for reference. It's big. It is 3 servings. I took my glasses off. Right, so 1 bar is 3 servings. There's a third of a bar is a serving. So that helps with the price, right? And I portion. And now that I have one open, I can show you what it looks like. Let me just show you what it looks like. It may not even look that pretty. So it's dark chocolate. Oh, it doesn't even, this one doesn't look that pretty because I was like munching on it already. But it's like a regular dark chocolate bar. And then it has the pepitas. But it still doesn't look pretty. But oh my gosh, this thing is so, so good. Oh, thank you, Ellie. Okay, that is easier. Thank you so much. So it is a little more reasonable. You're right. I'm glad you brought that up because this is half a bar. And it's so rich, you guys. It is so rich. And it is good stuff. But anyway, where did I put that? Over here with this stuff. Anyway, while I was like chocolate bar binging, obviously, I was like, that was good. I'm going to buy more boxes. So I have more coming in too. Anyway, so I decided to try. They have new cookies. I haven't opened this bag yet, but I was placing a second order. Since I'm ordering more of these, I kid you not. Like I got these 3 boxes in, 5 total, because there's 2 of the regular chocolate and 3 of these. And I was placing another order, and I was like, I want to get to free shipping. We always want to do that, right? I don't want to pay shipping. I'll just have another chocolate bar or something. Anyway, so I thought, oh, they have new products. So I got these. I don't like them. I haven't tried chocolate chip yet, but I don't like these. They're called butter cookies or vanilla butter cookies. And yeah, they have great reviews. I didn't like them. I wouldn't pay $10 a bag for them again. And so the other thing that I got to review was their baking mixes. So we'll see. Usually I bake with nut butter, as you guys know. But I did binge buy these chocolate bars because these things are freaking amazing. And I know this is going to sound crazy, but I've been eating the holiday peppermint white chocolate chips with the pumpkin seed and sea salt dark chocolate together. This was my movie snack the other night. So I'm not opposed to snacking and chocolate and, having a little keto fun. Keto life should be fun. Anyway, so that's new stuff that I like. I like those bars. What I want to show you, so there are things I don't like. And there are things that surprise me. You just never know. Oh, Bobby said it looks like more like pie crust or cheesecake. I think it's like a brownie mix or something. I'm not sure. For mixes, I really like Good D's mix. And I just got some more Good D stuff actually. But I have the best places to order it, where it's on sale, and discount codes for where it's on sale and different stuff like that. So if you ever want to order that, there's 3 different ways or places to get it, depending on what you're doing. So we'll just whiz through here real quick. Let me move my snacks out of the way because I'm going to need those. We need to find a spot where we can put those. That stuff everywhere. Doesn't matter because I'm not having company. What do I suggest for a salty treat? I like the dark chocolate with a sea salt, some kind of sea salt. But I like roasted pecans, like sea salt roasted pecans. Oh, Bobby said the cookies I don't like. Yeah, I mean, I'll eat them if I get hungry enough. Don't put it past me to, call them lunch one day or something. They're not horrible, like throw them out horrible. And I have thrown out some things, and I hate doing that. But they're not awful. I just wouldn't buy them again. For a salty treat, I like meat sticks if you eat meat. So like, summer sausages or, and that's good with brie, and different things. I like sea salt roasted pecans, any kind of nuts, salted macadamia nuts. There's pork sticks that I really like. There's all kinds of good salty treats. Oh, speaking of salty treats, let's get to the next step. I have to move this one out of the way first, so I'll just show you real quick. You saw me order this, remember? When I told you that the cinnamon bars were on sale? That doesn't work anymore right now. My code doesn't work anymore right now, but it will again later if you're watching this video, like later. But you'll just have to see my blog post that I linked to in the description of this video to understand why. But anyway, you saw me order this. I got the order in. If you order this stuff myself, you guys, this I use daily. This is unflavored collagen powder. Love it. These were on sale. I always order on sale and get the best deals only. This was a freebie they threw in, which was awesome. Anyway, so I did get that, and I just placed another order last night and saved over $100 because their sale this week is ridiculous. They have the best sales ever. But I stock up on that. I love their bars. Their bars they hold me over way better than any other bars. They're more filling. They have better ingredients. They keep me in ketosis. They come in some great flavors, so there's a lot of variety. Anyway, those were on ridiculously good sale. And the cinnamon is so good in the morning for, like, if I just want to grab, have my collagen coffee and a cinnamon bar. It's like the perfect morning treat. And it's not any different than me, like I grab my stuff and go to my desk, but it's not even different to me than like back when I had my offices and my shops when I would actually have like a cinnamon roll in a coffee with sugar in it or whatever. But now I get to have, a nice rich coffee with a cinnamon bar or whatever. And sometimes I'll put warm cream cheese on it, or I'll just melt down some Chalk Zero white chocolate and drizzle on it, and then it's like, oh, I've been to the bakery. Anyway, sweet and salty snacks. So then you guys read, Marilyn said, what was the name of that chocolate bar? I missed the name and could not read it on the box. Kiss My Keto. And I'll give you a link to that because I have a link directly to that page, and I don't like the regular bars, and I don't want you to waste any money on that because those are the only two things that I like there. But I keep buying stuff from there. I tried the birthday cake creamer, I tried various other things, and I just wanted so much to find more products I loved at that company because I love the people at that company. I got to meet them in person last year in Austin. And the lady that I was working with, I just adored her. And I was like, you're going to have to like create a product I can love. But I mean, MCT oil is really high quality and one of the best prices though. So I can give you a link to that. Cheryl said you have the best ideas for snacks. Well, let me tell you, I go through a lot of really bad snacks. I've gone through things that I'm like, did I really put that in my mouth? Like, I have eaten things that I've had such bad reactions to. I ended up going through 7 prescriptions and months of recovery. So yeah, it's an interesting gig, like testing things out, especially, and I'm on a lot of R&D panels, which means research and development. So sometimes I will I'll get a package in the mail and it's unmarked stuff, and it's not or unlabeled. They don't have the labels and packages created yet, and they're like, we're thinking of coming out with these 3 things. We need some feedback, et cetera, et cetera. Lisa, I can send you the link, yes, for the Kiss My Keto bars. Anyway, so this is my box from Nutrition. This is very full. And I want to talk about this because you saw my note, right? I found Chalk Zero peanut butter cups in all 3 flavors at Nutrition. I also found their vanilla syrup, Chalk Zero vanilla syrup, on clearance at Nutrition. And when Chalk Zero was out of my favorite milk chocolate coconut bark, it was at Nutrition. Anyway, so I did this post and I gave you guys a list of a link. I gave you guys a list of all my favorite stuff. And then I forgot to order one thing off that whole list, which was Organico Bello marinara. It is the best stuff. It is so good. So right now I'm eating Rao's, R-A-O, and I get it at Kroger, and it's okay. Like when I make Parmesan chicken or I make homemade Pizza Hut cheese sticks, or whatever, because me, I used to eat at restaurants all the time. I could eat restaurant meals 5 times a day, and now I don't. So what I've been doing is recreating all my restaurant favorites at home. So I forgot to order the Organico Bello marinara from Nutrition, so I've been eating Rao's. And I like it, and it's good, and it's low carb, but it's not the same consistency. It's not got that same, like, Italian, like, authentic flavor or texture to it or something, and it gives me, what do you call it, like, indigestion? So I do like it, the Rao's. It's just not as good. So I'll show you what I ordered from Nutrition was a lot of stuff because I'm not going in stores right now or haven't been. And this order was placed on May 7th, so that wasn't that long ago. Less than 3 weeks ago. So I'm just doing curbside pickup from Kroger or delivery through Instacart or ordering off Amazon, or Nutrition has everything. They have baking powder, they have almond flour, coconut flour, they have everything you need. So this was my order from Nutrition, and I decided I needed some chips. Somebody was asking about salty snacks, right? And I decided I needed some chips. And I tried some. It was at Metabolic Health Summit last year, a little over a year ago. And I think these were those, and they were good. But I don't know if these were the same ones or not. The great thing about Nutrition is you can order singles. So instead of having to buy a whole case of sour cream and onion chips off Amazon or from the Quest website, I got like one of each flavor. So I got cheddar and sour cream. I got sour cream and onion. I got, surely there's another one, cheddar and sour cream. So I got 2 or 3 of each of those. There was another one, I'm sure, a different flavor. Anyway, so I ordered some chips because I have that ranch dip that I like so much. Sour cream and onion, same one. So I ordered like just singles, like you can just order singles. And you can just order like perfect keto bars, bag of chips, this and that, or whatever. And if you go to the link in my description, I link to this this online store there in that post and show you. You can see the list of all the things I get there, right? So I don't know if I like Quest chips or not. Just so you know, I haven't opened those bags. I'm not recommending them or not recommending them. That didn't make sense, I don't think. I'm just saying I ordered them to try because I'm curious, because people talk about them all the time. So I'm like, I want to know if they're good, what they're talking about. Let's just try one. Cheddar and sour cream. The last time I tried Quest chips was probably like 7 years ago. And I was like, I don't even like chips anymore. And I didn't like those. And they were more like those tortilla style ones, but they've come out with new ones now. Kristen said, what do you think about the MCT oil capsules? Man, that's a good question. So it's tricky. The MCT oil capsules, for the amount, it's tricky because I did this spreadsheet, like massive. It took me 2 weeks because it was so confusing about the amounts. You got powders, you got soft gels, you got oils, you got all these different brands, and so here's the tricky thing. Of the brands that have high quality MCT oil soft gels or capsules, just of those, okay? So the one that, let's say there's 2 brands that have them that I would actually recommend you take, I would have to take 18 soft gels. And did you know they're like this big? They're not like little or anything. I would have to swallow 18 of those to equal the same amount of MCT oil I use at the beginning of the day. That is ridiculous. So is it really, it says something like 300, capsules in a bottle, X number of servings in the bottle. That is not accurate. It is not true. If you're going to use the amount of MCT oil that you need to get the results that you want. The other thing is I didn't get the same results from the MCT powder that I got from the oil. It also has lower MCT content, but I don't know if it was the fact that it was powder versus oil or if it was the actual amount of MCT content. The oil is the only thing I've ever gotten instant results from. And when I say instant results, I mean the first time I drank it, I'm like, what is this magic? Wow, I was shocked. I mean, I just got about a third of the way through coffee. And honestly, I tried it on a whim. I was desperate. I was miserable. I was having trouble with my digestive system, IBS. I had like upper stomach problems like indigestion, acid reflux. I had this whole gut health thing going on. Anyway, I had tried everything. And I got desperate. I dumped this MCT oil in my coffee. I don't like that anymore. By the way, I just take it like a shot first thing in the morning if I'm going to take it. I don't take it every day. But anyway, if you use MCT oil, like a pure MCT oil, I don't get hungry until dinner. So anyway, it's a massive appetite suppressant. But if you use the wrong MCT oil, those calories are going to go straight into your system. A perfect keto or Kiss My Keto or one of the 4 brands that I would recommend, a good pure MCT oil is actually going to burn more calories then you ingest taking it. And it doesn't go through your liver. It doesn't have to be digested. So there's a lot of differences. So if you have questions about MCT oil, please ask. Don't buy something that like you see on store shelves or whatever. I was going to try one of these. So I'm going to do that in a second. So I'll show you what else I ordered from Nutrition, because they have everything. I've been ordering there for about 9 years. I told you that I ordered Chalk Zero from Nutrition because Chalk Zero didn't have my stuff in stock. Marisa said I need to try the MCT oil, so message me or I'll come back and comment so you can remember and we'll discuss it more. I started using it because like my entire digestive system was inflamed. I was in horrific pain. And have you ever seen like that Pepto-Bismol commercial where like they drink the Pepto-Bismol and it like coats their whole insides and they like, immediately feel better? That was the instant result I had. MCT oil is a natural anti-inflammatory on your digestive system. So this constant like acid reflux and hiccups, I got the hiccups every time I would get stressed or anxious or look at food, which made me anxious because of my gut health issues. I would get the hiccups. Like this is how bad my system was. Anyway, I took that first few sips of MCT oil in my coffee. The hiccups stopped. The acid stopped. I stopped hurting. And I felt it like go all the way down like the Pepto-Bismol commercial. And it just like, my guts instantly relaxed. And I was like, wow, what is this stuff? You know, and that's when I started researching it. And I researched like 50 brands and I was fascinated with what it really does and all the science behind it. I had no idea. I was really just desperate. And I was like, I'll dump anything in here to try to feel better. Anyway, so I ordered Chalk Zero from Nutrition because Chalk Zero didn't have what I wanted in stock. And how many of you have ever been to Chalk Zero's website and they don't have what you want in stock? Like peanut butter cups. They do have the peanut butter cups. If you want the link to where you can get all 3 flavors of peanut butter cups without having to wait for a Chalk Zero drop, just say Chalk Zero peanut butter cups and I will give you the link to where you can find those any time of day, any time of night, any day of the week, which is awesome. What oatmeal? Lisa said, where do you get your oatmeal bars from? And I'm not sure which oatmeal bars you're talking about. So, and also Marisa, as far as the MCT oil goes, it does put you in calorie burning mode. It raises your thermogenesis, your body heat, thermic levels. I don't know. There's so much science to it. So it gives you an instant energy boost. It puts you in calorie burning mode. It's a massive appetite suppressant. It's anti-inflammatory on your digestive system. So if you have any gut health issues, it's really helpful. There's a lot of benefits to it, but make sure you're taking it for the right reason and not just because other people are taking it or, this or that or what have you. It's good for fasting. If you wanted to do that. I don't fast. I eat when I'm hungry, don't when I'm not, stop when I'm satisfied. Ellie said, I'm not sure you have your coffee recipe link. The one I have is so much work. Ghee, MCT, etc. Wash the blender, LOL. Oh my gosh, I could not keep up with that. There's no way I'd keep that going. My coffee is simple. I put collagen in it. It has MCT in it. If I want MCT oil, I will just take a shot before I brush my teeth and have my coffee. Kristen said, when you come back to the MCT oil, what is the difference between the C8 and C10 combo or the pure C8? The price. So, obviously the difference is one has C10 in it, one doesn't, right? But I tested them both and I got the same results, the same exact results. And let me tell you, I was in bad shape when I tested it. So the immediate and positive results that I experienced were pretty extreme. So I was in an extreme testing condition. However, I did not notice any difference between the two. I tested them both side by side, like like clean testing one after the other each day. I got the same results from both. So the only difference I noticed was price. And if you want the best price on MCT oil, I can definitely tell you the best way to get that. I just went through, someone messaged me the other day about getting some MCT oil, and I said, hang on 1 second, let me go look, because there were like 2 different sales going on, plus different discount codes and combinations. But if you ordered this one, you have to add something to it in order to get free shipping, versus this one, blah, 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 yada, yada. So I'm happy to help you make those decisions. Don't waste any money. Lisa said you mentioned oatmeal flavor was better. Could have been the cookies. I'll have to replay. Oh, I think it was the carrot cake. I think it was the carrot cake. Lolly's cookies. Peanut butter macadamia. That's what it was. Lolly's cookie clusters. Peanut butter macadamia is my favorite. So it was the carrot cake ones I didn't like, so I made almond butter bars out of them. But those, again, tap the link on my profile. What time is it? 10:30 Eastern? So 90 minutes from now, her sale will end, by the way. Anyway, but just tap the link. I left a link for you in the profile. So do you want to see what else I got from Nutrition while I was ordering there? So I didn't have to go to Kroger, Amazon, all these different websites, Quest, Chalk Zero, Goodies, everywhere else. I just got everything in one place. And that link is also, if you tap the link in the description of this video, you'll see where I'm talking about. Anyway, so I got all the chips, and I got my favorite. This is Mountain Berry Jam, Nature's Hollow Preserves. And I've always gotten this at Nutrition. I've been getting this for the last 9 years. This stuff is so, so good. It's probably backwards on here. And these were not the cheapest place to get these, but because I was already placing this order, I just went ahead and spent a couple of extra bucks. Because they were cheaper somewhere else. They were on sale somewhere else. So if you're interested, just say Good D's, and I'll give you the best link I have for now. Because sometimes she has sales on her site, and I have a discount code. Sometimes she has sales on Amazon with or without a discount code. These I got on Nutrition because I wanted to try them. She has whipped vanilla frosting and sprinkles. Good D's mixes. Have you guys ever tried those? She has good mixes. Like I made some massively delicious peanut butter walnut brownies with her brownie mix. But I got this because I'm about to do this huge, crazy, fun review on low-carb ice creams. I have spent hundreds of dollars collecting various brands, flavors, and types of low-carb ice creams, which I'm going to do a big spreadsheet and review the same way as I did for MCT oil last year. Anyway, it's almost my birthday. Soon, in a couple of weeks. So I have sprinkles and frosting, and that's from Good D's. Fun. Should make for some pretty pictures. Anyway, they were cheaper somewhere else, but because I was placing this order, I went ahead and tossed them in the bag because I wanted to try them. And Swerve. I love my Swerve Brown for baking. So anytime it asks for a sweetener, I know, OMG frosting. I'm just like, this is also okay to eat for lunch, straight out of the jar, with your finger. Probably. I imagine it is. We'll just say it is. You can just dump a little few sprinkles on the top for color. Anyway, Swerve Brown, Swerve Confectioners. I love Swerve. That's my sweetener of choice. But when I'm baking, instead of just regular Swerve or granular Swerve, the Swerve Brown adds so much richness when I'm making waffles, pancakes, or muffins. If you want my recipe for waffles, pancakes, and muffins, let me know. It is, of course, gluten-free, very low carb. The main ingredient is actually nut butter, so they're not grainy. They don't have tons of almond flour or anything like that in them. What else did I order? Oh, here we go, you guys. I ordered Atkins bars. I like Atkins bars, my favorite being peanut butter granola. And sometimes I like the chocolate peanut butter pretzel because it adds a little bit of saltiness to it, although I don't really like Atkins chocolate that much. But I still like these. And they were on sale at Nutrition. So I got these because I didn't know how much longer I might be in lockdown. Might be good to have some snacks, for hiking, this or that, or whatever. The only problem I have with Atkins bars, and I'm going to be completely honest with you. You give me perfect keto bars. These, I could eat one of these for breakfast. They keep me full, like they hold me over so much better than any other bar. So I can have one of these for breakfast, I'm good. In fact, I had one of these for breakfast today. Anyway, here's my problem with Atkins bars. I mean, do you have this problem with these? It's like, I don't know, it's like popcorn or something. It's like you just keep eating them. What it is, they're good. I'm saying they're good. This is the peanut butter protein wafer crisps. So anyway, so these end up just getting gone really fast. Whereas, I for some, it's a thing. I don't know. Sometimes I'm good with them, sometimes I'm not. The other thing I got, what do we got? Another jar of Mountain Berry Jam because one jar is not enough. This stuff is so good. I got 2 jars of jam. I think I'm planning to make a cheesecake with Lolly's peanut butter macadamia or Lolly's cinnamon pecan crunch as the crust. I think I'm going to make a low carb cheesecake, and I'm going to have real berries, but I'm also going to have some of this swirled into the cheesecake. So berry swirl cheesecake on a Lolly's crust. What do you guys think? That would be really good. So these are also a good replacement for like when I was making that parfait. So if you take, and I've baked with these before. I actually made a cinnamon crunch coffee cake with these. I can make something out of anything. Anyway, the peanut butter granola bars, if you chop them up into little chunks, it's like granola, and you can top your yogurt, top your low carb ice cream. You can make your yogurt parfaits or whatever. So creative ways to use products besides just eating the whole box of bars. There's one more thing left in my nutrition box, and I'm so sad I did not order Organico Bello Marinara, which I love, but I did get Primal Kitchen Chipotle Lime Mayo. And let me just say, if you were ever going to make Parmesan chicken, you need this. It gives it that little bit of kick. You know how you coat things like with a little bit of mayonnaise when you're making and like Parmesan crusted anything? It gives it that just little bit of kick that is so good. Anyway, this stuff is the best Chipotle lime mayo. It's an avocado oil mayo. Super good stuff. Anyway, that's the stuff that I ordered from Nutrition to try. I got my zero chocolate. I got sprinkles and frosting. Just leave a comment and I'll come back. I got chips. I'll come back and give you links to any of this stuff. I have an entire list of my favorites from Nutrition, but the great thing about it is you can order singles. So you can order 1 bag of chips. You can order 1 keto bar. You can order 1 bag of Slurp. You don't have to order 6, like a whole case. You can order a different flavor of chip right here. You can order 1 little bag of sprinkles. Like, it's like grocery shopping. So you don't have to buy like 12 of everything or all of one flavor or anything like that. You can just get what you want. And they do have these perfect keto bars in singles there too. So I have a special link, and I work with Nutrition. So if you use my link, it's so appreciated. I don't, like, it's not a lot, but still, it helps. Every little bit helps, as we all know right now. At any rate, I also, order there and have been ordering there for about 9 years now. But I have a whole list that I made of favorite stuff, and the Organico Bello is definitely a must try. That with the Chipotle Lime Mayo together is my secret sauce, literally, for the absolute best low-carb Parmesan chicken you will ever eat. Not that I cook. So, anything else of interest that I have gotten lately that you guys are interested in? I'm curious to know what you've gotten lately. What do you like? So Marisa said, I like the crisps as well. Oh, you're talking about the protein crisps from Atkins. Those are pretty good. Those are real good. Like I could eat 3. Like I could eat one and be like, that was good, and eat another one. But I can't really do that with perfect keto bars, which is interesting to me. So I like to pay attention to that, hunger signals, or triggers or what have you. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I want to share with you guys. Perfect keto cookies, I've already shown you pictures of those, and we've talked about that. I did get my newest Chalk Zero order. Haven't even opened the box yet. It just came Monday, which was a holiday, and they are now shipping with these cool little insulated bags. How nice is that? So you get that for free. Janet said the site that I ordered this from, you're talking about all the individual stuff? That's Nutrition, But let me give you a link. I'll come and give you a link to my list so that you can see all the stuff that you just saw in the box was me restocking my own list. So you can easily find that stuff, because it's one of those, like, it would be like walking in Costco looking for green gummy bears. So I'll give you the list. Lisa said, have you tried Magic Spoon cereal? It's interesting you asked me that, because I saw that they have a new bowl or something, and I thought, I gotta have that thing if I'm going to eat this stuff. But I have not. That's on my list to review, is all the low-carb cereals. So there's Catalina Crunch, Magic Spoon. What's the other one? When I eat cereal, I use lollies and pour almond milk over it and throw blueberries in it. So I can show you a picture of that. That's what I use for cereal, and it's so, so good. There's another one I like that's Swedish, that's from Sweden. That's amazing. But I haven't tried the ones that look like Fruit Loops yet. All of those that look like kid cereals, I haven't tried any of those yet. But I have them here to review. I'm just nervous to try it. I've heard good things about them, but I'm not a huge sweet eater other than my bars. Anyway, so Chalk Zero is now shipping these, which is awesome. Another fun reason to order directly from Chalk Zero. And you got my memo about where to find their peanut butter cups, right? All 3 flavors, white chocolate, dark chocolate, and milk chocolate, are in stock. Found them. Thanks, Kathleen. That was an awesome find, and so, so nice of you to let me know. So we'll see what I ordered last from Chalk Zero. And yes, I used my own discount code. Duh. You use my discount code too, right? When you order online? I hope so. That would be really nice. I see, and we'll see what I got from Chalk Zero last, and then we will close it down for the day. Oh, and by the way, I wanted to tell you, the Perfect Keto Nut Butter, these are like magic shell. So how many of you eat low-carb ice cream? Or anything cold, like, let's say, cream cheese that's cold out of the refrigerator, or you can stick it in the freezer. Anyway, these, you stir them up really good, like you squish them up really good. This one is Snickerdoodle, which I'm going to bake cookies with, but it'll also be good on ice cream. But these, if you drizzle these over ice cream, they're like magic shell. I mean low-carb ice cream. And that's what I'm reviewing next. All the low-carb ice cream. All of it. I have spent hundreds of dollars, borrowed a freezer, driven 2 hours round trip to hunt down one flavor I couldn't find for my collection. And I'm in the process of doing a big, humongous comparison review. But this stuff is really good to bake with, really good to drizzle over stuff, and really good for magic shell. But I like baking with it, so I'm going to make some cookies. So my Chalk Zero order, and then I'm getting ready for bed, is, I got more chocolate chips. So this time I got what? I don't have my glasses on. Dark chocolate and milk chocolate. Chocolate chips. You can't have enough chocolate chips in my house. Yes, I'm trying that one too, Lisa. And their pizza and several other products. Now, let me just say, Lisa asked about Real Good Foods. They just came out with a new ice cream. So there's 2 things. We need to discuss this. And you're going to have to wait for my full review. You're going to have to wait for my full review, because years ago, I wrote a review called Not Real Good Pizza, or Not Real Good Food. And it was the chicken crust pizza. And I thought it was awful. And some people said, no, I liked it. You're crazy. And that's okay. I didn't like it. Anyway, I'm in the process of reviewing some of their new stuff. And I'm having a little bit of a communication problem. So I'm just being honest, just between you and me, Lisa. I'm having a little bit of a problem with their labels on the Real Good Foods ice cream. They're not entirely clear, and I can't get any clarity. And they don't seem to want to come off those numbers. So for diabetics and such, I'm going to take the hit because I have a meter. I'm going to prick my finger. I'm going to test and see if they spike my blood sugar, because they're not labeled correctly, or there's there's information missing on the labels. As far as what is the true net carb count, how much allulose is really used, the numbers don't add up. So I ordered it, paid for it myself. I ordered it to review, to prick my finger and test. So I will be testing the blood sugar. I'll be testing the consistency, the taste, the flavor, etc. And some of their other stuff I ordered to review that I actually ended up liking, that I was surprised I liked. I actually ordered it to discount it. Like not to get a discount on it. I ordered it to just prove to myself, okay, I still don't like this stuff. But I ended up liking a couple of different things. So stay tuned for my review on that. But first I can't get accurate numbers on the labeling, the macronutrients, the nutrition facts, the net carb count. So I'm going to have to prick my finger and blood test it myself. So just stay tuned and I'll let you know. I think it's good. I have only had half a spoonful, not even a tablespoon, but just half a spoonful to just test the consistency or the texture of it before I spent a couple $100 ordering more to review. So I haven't had enough of it yet to give an opinion. Anyway, my latest Choc Zero order is pecan keto bark and coconut keto bark. My two favorite keto barks, whether they're dark or milk chocolate, pecan and coconut are tops in my book. Nothing is better than those two barks. My favorites, personally. I don't know what your favorites are. And I'm not a dark chocolate fan, but I did love the dark chocolate peanut butter cups. Better than the white chocolate. And normally I'm a white chocolate fan, but I loved these enough to buy 3 more bags. These are so good. If you want the white chocolate or the milk chocolate, hit me up. I got the source. I know where they're at. And if you order straight from Choc Zero, not only do you get the fun bag, reusable bag, thermal bag, but you also get a free face mask that you can use in the case that you absolutely must have a doctor's appointment or go to the grocery store or do some other important task that requires you to be safe. And they do have a no melt guarantee. Can you believe this is still cold? I got this yesterday morning. These are actually still cold. That's interesting. Anyway, they have a no melt guarantee. Whereas I don't think you're going to get that in other places if you don't pay for thermal packaging. But Choc Zero is doing their own thermal packaging and they have a no melt guarantee. So there is the perk to ordering directly from Choc Zero. I get that. But you can get stuff you can't get from their site or that's out of stock on their site in other places. So just let me know. Lisa said, I can't wait for the review. The taste and consistency is close to regular ice cream. Doesn't that concern you? That's why I started digging into the numbers. Because I said the same thing. Kristen said, do you still like the Fat Bomb butters or Perfect Keto butters better? Yes. F-Bomb? Yes. I love F-Bomb. So, you know why I haven't been talking about them lately? Do you want to know the truth? I bet you could guess. It's because I'm not traveling. So generally, I don't bake with those. They're like packets. I eat them on the go. Do you remember? I used to always have them on the go, in my shirt, because the body heat really helps, make them really good. I'd have them in my back pocket while I was hiking. I would have them on road trips. They would always be in my bag. I have not left the house in almost 11 weeks. So I do have some still. And so I do have some still, and I do love them. They are my favorite. They're the cleanest food, probably the cleanest food I've ever seen in my life, and the coolest people. I love the couple that started the company, that run the company. I run into them. I think we've met in person 3 or 4 times now. They are just the best people under the sun. It just totally lights up my whole day when I run into them somewhere, Metabolic Health Summit or KetoCon or various other places. I ran into them at they were checking into a hotel one time, and I was like, Ross, I was so excited to see them because I love the F-Bomb company. If you guys are curious what we're talking about, I have a good coupon code for that too. But I haven't been traveling. I haven't been on the go. So I haven't been using my usual on the go stuff. Now the Perfect Keto Nut Butter, I would not take this hiking with me. Number one, I'm scared it would leak. I don't know if it would. I don't trust it as much. Whereas with the F-Bomb, I would never worry about that. The other thing too is this is not as convenient to eat because it's more than one serving. There's 6 servings in here, so that would be harder to do on the go where it's a single serving with F-Bomb. And these I like to bake with, and I'm home right now and staying home for a while. All my events got canceled. All my travel got canceled. So I'm baking and playing in the kitchen. But yes, I do absolutely still love that company. I don't really like cheese crunchies. You know what I'm talking about? Like those baked cheese things like Cheese Wisps and stuff like that. But F-Bomb makes Keto Crunch, which is their version of that. And Aaron likes those. So all the cheese snacks, any of the cheese snacks, Aaron loves those. So I give those to him all the time. Back when he used to be on the road with his work too, I would pack him little snack bags of the stuff I don't like. Like that chocolate bar. I'm like, here, have this. And then it was really, really good. But I would like pack him up stuff I didn't like. And he loves the cheese ones. So he says the Keto Crunch from F-Bomb is the best cheese crisps or cheese chips he's ever had. And that was compared to some chips from a cheese company from a dairy farm and Parm Wisps and all the different ones. All the different ones. He likes those. I don't like cheese crunchies, so... Moon cheese. Yeah, he's tried that one too. I'm going to miss KetoCon too, Janine. I miss getting to see everyone. Definitely going to miss seeing everyone. This was so much fun to have a quick chat, unbox some stuff with you guys, and show you what I've been ordering. I've been doing a lot of shopping online because the deals have been so good, and they're still good. There's some really good deals going on right now. And I like to order when there's deals and stock up. The lollies, I will stock up on that and freeze it. It will stay good in the freezer up to 6 months. And so I don't like the chocolate bars. If I want, I can keep them in the fridge, and I like them cold too, which is fine. But those haven't ever been a big deal. 6-8 months. Sometimes I've had those and they're still good. Back when I had the dark chocolate hazelnut. But these pumpkin seed bars are not going to last. They're so delicious. I love too that it is 3 servings in a bar, and the bars are huge, so you can like even have half a serving and still feel like you've had a lot of chocolate. Anyway, it was a fun chat. Sorry for some of the sad notes and emotional bits or what have you, but those were some really good topics. I look forward to talking with you guys more about different low-carb ice creams. I'm working on securing you some discount codes, even with companies I'm not working with or benefiting from or getting, commission from or anything like that in any way, but I'm still trying to score us some discounts there anyway, companies that I like. And I look forward to exploring the Real Good Foods ice cream that you asked about and seeing just how well it fares. And maybe I'll do that live on video with the finger pricking fun. All right, you guys have a great rest of the day or night. And as always, leave a comment if you have a question. Let me know if you need a discount code or if you would like the link to something that you want to check out or try out, or if you need to know if something's worth trying or whether you should try it or not. Like MCT oil, don't just do it just because everyone else is doing it or somebody said you should do it. I personally think it is a personal decision on yourself. I've been eating keto for 9 years, over 9 years. And it was just last year that I tried MCT oil, and I tried it for a reason. Always have an objective, always know why you're doing something, not just jumping on a bandwagon, but actually, having some reason to do it. Janine said, I absolutely love that you review so many things and score such great deals for us. You rock. That made my day. Thank you. It's work, and that's, on top of my regular work. It's work, but I enjoy it. I love it. It's a lot of fun, especially I love negotiating, so I'm always trying to get the best deals I can. And sometimes, I have taken cuts on commission to give you better discounts or bigger discounts, and things like that. So it's a lot of fun. I have a good time with it. So thank you so much for the kind words. That made my day. I appreciate it. All right. Thanks for joining in live. I enjoyed the social time. It was nice. And I will continue this discussion in the comments. All right. Have a great rest of the day or night. Leave me a question. Send me a message. We'll finish up.